our event. From Bahama, I have been in Calgary for 10 years right now. I am one of the leaders of Born Women organization in Calgary. Today we have an opportunity to celebrate the immigrant strength, their family, their strife, their success. We are so grateful. We have partnership with the sport of identity and the marriage advocate. So I am very happy to see all of you here. I'm so glad we have a lot of program going on. Actually, I would like to tell a little bit about what we do here. The More Women Girls, we empower women, we empower youth leadership, we focus on gender equality, diversity, inclusion, and then we promote our culture through events. That's all we do right now. We always organize events 3 or 4 times a year. We open to public. So in the future, coming soon, we're going to have another event with we planning to have Southeast Asia culture celebration, Southeast Asia Culture Day. So we're going to partner with different organizations. That's all we're going to say. And then today we're going to have a lot of performance. We have a very talent, saxophone. Then we have a live music. And we have different type of food. We have food from Africa, food from Burma. So today very diverse. I want to say this is a very successful event because Burma is so far from Canada. Africa is so far from Canada. So we came here together. We meet in Canada. Canada is a place people can celebrate together. The right place. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Canadian citizen, Canadian government. Thank you all of you. Thanks.
Right. It is the turn of the Hmong Women's Group Cultural Dancer. You ready to bring them in?
Next.
It's working. You can do it.
Now I would like to recognize our world women Gacha performance from our beautiful dance group. Please welcome to perform.
This guy's
But they're telling you to would it not be showing? How does it show?
it's showing like this.
So the government people have to go to From Myanmar. Myanmar. I think it's got Burma now.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you very much. Guys, I would like to invite people to perform the Chile Mon Gajatan. Sorry, our dancer still changing their dress. Patient.
Fantastic. Thank you. You're really good. I'm going to invite our dynamic duo. How are we doing this evening? Can I hear all the couples in the house make some noise? I think we can hear them. Can I hear all the couples in the house make some noise?
So we're going to sing our first song. Is an original that we have went through some very hard times in our relationship. Before we got married, it has caused us to separate for 9 months. But we are held it together. But I was at fault. So I would like to first acknowledge the fact that I was at fault and just try my very best to work things out. And here we are today. No, not that I'm aware of.
This is for a reason. This is for a reason. This, you're filming for me. Are you filming for me? Are you filming for me? You don't know. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up chairs for you. Hey, if you're using, I can ask. Can I take it?
Oh yeah, good girl is hard to find. That's why I made you mine. Girl, I'm losing my mind. No man can mistake. Need you all in my space. Can't believe it. And I've been letting go. I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lie. Oh no, I don't wanna play no game. I don't wanna play no games, baby. I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lie. Oh no, I don't wanna make you cry. Everything that I've done, everything that I've done, I wish I could take it. All the love that we share, I guess you don't care and you just feel. But I'm sorry for everything that I've done. So I love you, girl. That's why I made you mine. So I'm losing my mind. Baby, no matter big mistakes, leave you all in my space. Tell me if I'm sorry, and I'll be the I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lie. Oh no, I don't wanna cause no pain. I don't wanna play no games, baby. I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lie. Oh no, I don't wanna make you cry. Everything that I've done, everything that I've done, girl, I wish I could tell you. All the love that we share, I guess you don't care and you just want to. But I'm sorry for everything that I've done. So I love you, girl, baby. That's why I made you mine. Girl, I'm losing my mind. Baby, and no matter makes me sad. You all in my strength. Can't believe it, girl. Can't believe it. I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lies, baby. I don't wanna cause no pain. I don't wanna play no games, baby. I don't wanna make you cry. I don't wanna tell no lies. Oh no, I don't wanna make you cry. You should be there, all the love that we share, I guess you don't care and you just feel. I'm sorry for everything that I've done. So I love you, girl, baby. So this second song is, when we were getting back together. Not everybody was, wanted to be a part of it. Not everybody wanted that growth, but we hold on to what we believe because we love each other and we work it out regardless of what people say, and here we are today. Oh, yeah, yeah, baby, you know I love you, girl. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know they don't want to see us together, like bird and a feather flock together. They can't stop us on the stars, yeah. So we have to fight each other, not like easy in a life. So we have to make things right. I'm glad that I found you, baby. Boy, I'm in love with you. Give me a chance and I'll show you. You're mine, I think you know. Let go because can't stop the thought it's so real. Oh, it's so real, baby. You know that I want to see us together, like a bird and a feather flock together. They can't stop us like love, yeah. So we have to find each other, not like easy in a life. So we have to make things right. I'm glad that I found you, baby. Oh, I love you so, baby. Just let me know where I can meet this time. Sitting on with you all night. Tell me what you wanna do. Spend all my life with you. Move like that's all I can. Trusting in you, make it work. Wanna see us together, like bird and a feather together. They can't stop us like love, yeah. So we have to fight each other. Not naive in our life. So we have to make things right. I'm glad that I found you, baby. You know I love you so. Baby, just let me know where you been this time. Sitting on me through my mind. Tell me what you wanna do. Spend all my life with you. Who got bless love and curse? Trusting in you make it work. Wanna see us together, like a bird of a feather come together. They can't stop us at love, yeah. So we have to fight each other. Not the easy in our life. So we have to make things right. I'm glad that I found you, baby. Girl, I'm in love with you know it. Give me a chance and I'll show it. One night I think that you know that. Them girls be calling back focus. Can't stop the song, it's possible. Let's possible, baby. Girl, you know that I want to see us together. Like bird, I'm a feather flock together. They can't stop us at a party. So we have to fight each other. Not like easy life. So we have to make things right. I'm glad that I found you, baby. I know I love you so. Baby, just let me know. When have you been this time? Sitting on me with my mind. Tell me what you wanna do. Spend all my life with you. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Trust in you, make it work. Wanna see us together? I'm sure we know this song, right? Do we know this song? What would I do without your love? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful night? I'm your magical mystery. And I'm so dizzy, don't know what it means, but I'll be alright. My hands on the water. You're crazy, I'm sometimes. 'Cause all of me love all of you. Love your curves and all your touches, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I give my all to you. You're my end, my beginning. Even when I'm losing you, if I give you all to me, give me how many times do I have to tell you the words we how you're not alone, you're my use, a worst distraction, everything. I can still see, breathe my heart, only for you. My hands on the water, you're crazy and I'm on my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your habits, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I give my all to you. Yes, and I as I give you all to me, and you give you all of you, give me all of you. Hearts on the table, we're both showing hearts. Rings spinning it all always fall. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I give my all to you. You're my even when I'm losing, 'cause I give you all to me. You give me all to you. You give me so this is probably our last song for the night, and I hope you listen with us. You know this? No? Anybody in the house? Okay, we can sing it together then. Let's go. Guys in the house? Nobody wants to see us together. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter now, 'cause I got you. Oh yes, we gon' fight, believe we gon' fight, fight for our right to love, yeah. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter now. Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody thought we'd last forever. I feel them hoping and praying things they treat us better. Instead of coming after me, instead of coming after you. Nobody wants to I want respect. That you are those guys to be on your side. Always on your side. Satisfied, baby. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. 'Cause I got you. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Yes, we gon' fight. Oh, yes, we gon' fight. Oh, yes, we gon' fight. Fight for our right to love, yeah. Nobody wanna see us together, but it's not matter. Whatever right you want to, whatever right you want to go, whatever right to is or no, I never come. You don't have to call, you can check me at all. On the way I've been at it, it's been off the wall. For you, but I must admit that everything that's been before you. Most of it ain't true, and they will show you how much of benefits you. That's why I love you, baby. Nobody wanna see us together. Get us away from the house. I got nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Oh yes, we gon' fight. Oh yes, we gon' fight. Oh yes, we gon' fight. Fight for our right to love, yeah. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Oh, 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 oh. Come on, I know you know it. Oh, 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 nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. 'Cause I got you. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Oh yes, we gon' fight, believe we gon' fight, fight for our right to love, yeah. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Oh, 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 beautiful. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite the one groups to perform on the dance. Please welcome.
Shows that marriage, when it's going well, can be fun, fulfilling, and rewarding emotionally and financially. Research shows that married people in a healthy relationship are the happiest and with better health in the society.
However, marriage, when it goes wrong, can become messy, miserable, and detrimental to our health. About 40 to 50% of first marriages are estimated to end up in divorce. 60% of second marriages and 73% of third marriages will end up in divorce.
Any child born today has more than 1 in 3 chances of not living with both birth parents by the age of 15. Children suffer greatly from family breakdown, where studies have shown that family breakdown is the single biggest predictor of internalized and externalized problems. We are talking about mental health problems in children and teenagers.
Children are far more likely to have a smartphone right now in our society than to have a father at home. Only 9% of couples who ever break out their marriage have a high conflict or abuse occurring in that marriage at least a year before they are breaking up. The most commonly cited reason for marriage breakup is actually drifting apart.
Particularly concerning the immigrant community, data from an agency in Calgary shows that 1 in 4 immigrants from the African diaspora are separating within 2 years of landing in Canada. The cost of these family separations is not only felt by the couple and also the children going through it, but our communities also suffer greatly.
What if there is a preventative and proactive strategy that can be put in place to ensure that relationships and marriages have the best chance to thrive? What if there is an organization that has programs and support systems that can equip marriages and relationships to thrive?
What if every couple commits to getting skills that will enable them to live healthy relationships? The Marriage Advocates Canada has a passion to come alongside couples that are committed to growing a healthy relationship. Through training and mentorship, we will equip your relationship to thrive.
Hi all, I hope it's been a fun time so far. We saw how we kind of snuck this all over here. Give you good entertainment first, before the heavy stuff. My husband is going to.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ife, and this is my wife, Dami, and we are the founders of TheMarriageAdvocates. I'm into IT, so public speaking is in my team, so please be able to. So, due to the projects we have in hand, my wife said, "Hey, baby, you need to go learn public speaking." She's a lecturer, so she's good at it. I thought, oh, that's good. So I had to be proactive. We got an organization. So that organization is called Toastmasters, right? Okay. So we got there, we found the organization. I went for mentoring session. I liked it, and we paid for it. And because of that, I had a mentor, and since then, there's been a steady growth. Thank you. Let's consider that into a marriage setting. Most of us, say some of us, coming from a background that the parents, that we don't have a healthy background. Let's just put it that way, right? We get into marriage, we look around, we think of the best way we want for our marriages. However, we do not have the skills to get into that healthy marriage. Let's rewind almost 12 years ago. My wife and I got married. We thought, okay, so what's next? We looked at each other, we wrote a list of things from our home of origin, what we liked, what we didn't like. I wish I kept that list today. However, we thought, okay, we need to do something about it. We were in the UK. As I'm telling the story, I just want to say we were in the UK that time. She was doing her PhD, so she was a student. That was in the work permit, so we didn't have any money for mentoring, coaching, or even counseling. But sometimes in life, you find yourself in a community at the right time, at the right place. And we found ourselves in a community, and that community was a church. And in that church, they were helping people in their marriages. So my wife and I decided, hey, we need to jump in and get some skills that we didn't have. And in that time, we all know that dating and marriage are two different things. We dated quite a while, so we knew how to communicate. When it was time for marriage, we did not know how to communicate to each other. We did not know how to resolve conflicts. Silent treatment is real in a relationship, so it destroys relationship. We did not know how to talk about sex in marriage at all, because where we come from, like, it's a taboo. We didn't know each other's love language. Money matters was an issue for us. So you can imagine any couple that has these issues, there's definitely going to be a problem in it. So we went along, we said, okay, let's learn this thing, let's see what's going to happen. And in learning with this community, I just want to say that some of these couples were way younger than us, but they were wiser than us in marriage. And the reason why I say this is where I come from. The minute you hear that someone is younger than you, it's like, no, I can't be bothered. I can't learn from these people. What do they know? What do they actually really know? So, but for me, it didn't bother me. We just said, hey, we need to do it. We got on that growth journey. We continued on that growth journey. And one of the things is that we had to be honest with each other. We had to be transparent with each other. And we had to be vulnerable. So we went to that growth journey. From there, we thought we were going to stay in the UK forever, but life takes you places. We went to Sweden. From Sweden, we came to Canada. And we came to Canada, it was like, oh, we had to start all over again. No family, no friends, nothing. So we started to build a community. And in that community, we started realizing that most of our friends will come and meet us and say, okay, we should mentor them. There was nothing unique in the issue that we went through. The only difference is that they did not have the skills. It's all about just skills. So we got mentoring them, and during that time, we were listening to podcasts and focus on the family was our best friend. So we had to make sure we sharpen each other all the time. So we decided, okay, let's create Instagram, YouTube, let's see what happens, at least within the immigrant community. When we did that, the outside community, we started getting a lot of followers in the outside community. They started following us. However, within the community, we were not getting as much as we needed, as satisfaction. So what we decided to do is say, okay, we had a mentor. We spoke to the mentor. The mentor is the founder of Roots House. So she deals with domestic violence. We spoke to her, we gave her our vision, what we wanted to do. And she was amazed and said, okay, I will support you guys. And since then, it's been a steady growth. And that's how the Marriage Advocates Canada was founded. I'm going to conclude with three things. First, I would say it's a quote from Ted Cunningham. Marriage is a duet in need of great backup singers. Who is your backup singer in your marriage? Who is that person that you guys go to when you need that mentor? Who is that person? That's where the Marriage Advocates Canada comes in to say, hey, we want to work alongside you to ensure that you get the skills to have a healthy marriage. Secondly, some people say, oh, what about childcare? That's taken care of. What about the time? What's going to be the program? She's going to speak about it. So most of the second thing will be in that 12 years, almost 12 years ago, we met a guy, young guy. This guy became our friend in the UK. He followed us through our journey. The guy got married last year. We saw his wife. We introduced us to his fiancé that time. He told us, hey, we told him what to expect in the first year of marriage. And when you're so lovely, looking good, and we told him, hey, you gotta have to record what's going through because in the first year of marriage, you're gonna look and say, did I marry the right person? So he said, no, I'm not doing that. It's okay. He said, I can tell you so. After he got married, he came to meet my wife and I and said, hey, can we mentor, coach them? And it was an honor because I asked him, okay, out of all the couples, why do you want to pick us? Why us? Why don't you pick any other person? And he said that it's because I see growth in your marriage. And it's that same growth I'm hoping to have in my public speaking. So to me, that was an honor and that was a privilege because he was watching. And to conclude with the last part is to say, our children are watching us. When will that cycle stop? My wife and I said, no, it has to stop with us. Because if it continues, some of us in my country started from our grandfather to our parents, that cycle is now with us. We've decided it's going to stop with us. My wife and I normally say, in our parents' generation, we can forgive them. They didn't have the tools that we have right now at the palm of our hands. A lot of people are looking at their phones right now. What is our excuse? What is really our excuse to make sure that we have a healthy marriage? Thank you. You can. You're a lecturer.
It's a real hard. Right, so the Marriage Advocates Canada, what we propose is and what we're proposing is we're proposing it under a non-profit umbrella, and we're calling it Relationship Advocacy Support Program, RASP. And what RASP is looking at is a three-pronged program. The first one is community engagement, and this is our first one. And community engagement really is that we can all come together, have good conversation and hard conversations, and start to build community. Because the fact of the matter is, many of us come from cultures that don't do life in isolation, but then we come to Canada and we're doing life in isolation. And that is contributing to the problem to marriage, because research shows that isolation is also a big contributor to the problem of marriages. So we're hoping that with community outreach, we can have fun together, we can have good communication, we can start to have hard conversations, we can start to build friendships, and hopefully we can start to break some of those cycles of isolation that does contribute to problems in marriage. The second part of our program that we currently designed is a research-informed 8-week program. And in that program, what we're hoping is that we can cover these 8 things. The first thing is reconnecting, because most of us, we get married, and then as the year goes by, the connection just fades because children come, work comes, and life just happens, and we haven't maintained that connection. So we're going to look at how do we actually keep our connections intact. The second one, we'll look at communication. What does good communication actually look like in marriage? We'll look at conflicts, because you all know we fight. But how do we fight well? Because we do have to fight, because there will be disagreements that we have. But how do we have those disagreements and do them well without hurting and damaging our marriages? We're going to look at forgiveness, because the fact of the matter is, we have done stuff to each other that has been forgiveness. And there are even some stuff that we didn't even understand that hurt each other as deeply as it did. And we hadn't had the tools to deal with them at the level of real forgiveness, such that it's still there, sitting, and something will happen and it becomes a trigger. So we want to look at what does real forgiveness actually look like. We want to look at family, because we all come from one family before we started to create our own family. Those families, are they good backup singers, or are they awful backup singers? Because you know some backup singers just hurt your ears. Are those what we've got as family or not? Money matters. We all know that's another thing we fight about as married people. Because money is just important in our culture. We want to look at money, what's your money personality? And how can you mitigate when you have different money personalities? We want to look at sex, because really, sex is a gift. I'm not going to say any more than that. What the married people say amen? That's all. How are we going to finish with loving each other well? Do you know your spouse's love language? And if you know your spouse's love language, can you love them well with their love language? Or are you busy loving them with your language? That was me. I just be serving the men and doing the dishes and picking up the socks, and then, you ain't loving me this week. I'll tell you the rest. So love language is, are you loving each other well? How are we going to deliver this? It's going to be in a date night setting, so you don't have to tell nobody your business. It's going to be hopefully in a community kind of atmosphere, but whilst just minding your business, doing our program. So we'll do 8 weeks. We have applied for grants, so pray for us. We're going to be asking you to shake your pocket today. So the donations to your wallet. Because what we want to do is provide childcare as well, because the 2 pilots that we've done, the one thing that came out was that a lot of couples within our community wanted to do this program. Childcare is expensive in Canada, and it's also hard to find childcare you can trust. Because the fact of the matter is, do I want to leave my 3 beautiful kids that I prayed for at home with some strangers looking after them? I'm not so sure. What we're proposing is find a venue like this, where I'm doing my education, building my marriage here, and the child is perhaps $2 away. So that if I feel the need to make sure they're okay, you have trained people who are looking after the children. And in that 2 hours, what I need to do, this is 2 hours in the next week for 8 weeks. So what we're asking is that couples will commit 2 hours a week, where you're in a date night atmosphere, learning and growing together for 8 solid weeks. Watch your kids that look after, and you've got food as well. So really, like my man said, what time is it? So you don't have to talk to anybody, there's no group work. And then the last part of it is mentorship. This is an opt-in that we are proposing. Because one thing we say is that the only reason we've made it thus far without creating a big mess is because we have awesome mentors. And these mentors, like my husband rightly said, most of them were way younger than us. But they were way ahead of us in terms of marriage, because of course, you know, we're African, we marry late. We don't give education, the rest of it. And these guys were 10 years ahead of us, but they were younger than us. But they did a great job mentoring us, and that's what we want. We want to build a community where if you have 10 years more, and you can say you're doing marriage well. Look, nobody's perfect, and nobody's marriage is perfect. But if you can say you're doing your marriage healthily, then come and share what you're learning with someone else. Come and share your mistake with a new couple, with a young couple, so that they don't make those same mistakes again. Because what's the point? You've made the mistake. You've used the bad words. You've done the things you did, and you've recovered. Let someone else learn from you so that they don't make those mistakes. And that's the whole point of mentorship, is letting your hindsight become someone else's foresight so that they don't make the same mistakes. And the last part of it, so the little bit that I missed is it's an opt-in program where you will get mentorship for the 8 weeks whilst the program is running, and then one more extra month when the program is over. So we are recruiting mentors of couples who have got 10 years or more in their relationship, and they're making it. We're not looking for perfect, like I said, nobody is perfect. But if you learn some skills that you can let someone else learn from, please come volunteer. And let's build a strong community together. Coaching is the last part. So we're going to be professional, licensed coaches. I went back to school for this. I thought I was not going to go back to school after my PhD, but I did. I went back to school. So we went back to school. And we're going to be recruiting trained coaches as well, who have proper education to do this. So they can do relationship coaching and marriage coaching. Again, so that for those couples that want that extra help and mentorship and learning from other people's mistakes, they just need a little bit of help. We can give professional support. Because the one thing we know within our community is the minute you say you're going to therapy, people are like, I'm not going because I'm not sick, I'm not unwell. But what we're realizing is people who have money have coaches. They have relationship coach them, like coach them, coach and not coach. And they're doing well. So the question is, why are we not providing these services for our community? Why should money be the impedance to how we do relationship and family work? So we are applying for grants and we're just hoping that we will get the funding to be able to provide this kind of support for our community so that money is not the reason we're not doing relationship and family work. So coaching is the last part, and if you're going to come coach with us, you've got to subscribe to 4 things. You've got to agree as a couple that you're going to meet each other's needs, otherwise we're not working with you. You've got to have a joint agreement. It can't be that my wife made me come here. I'm going to sit there personally and have a strong face. They're going to be out of control. Because there's just no point. If you're both not in agreement, and if you're not committed to meeting each other's needs, there's no point. The coaching process does not work. There's going to be a commitment to radical honesty. You come into our office and you be like, I'm going to tell you some stuff and other stuff, I'm going to piss because it's, again, not going to work. If you're not going to commit to radical honesty with your spouse, at least, it's not going to work. And the last part is you're going to give the process undivided attention. Because for real, we give our phones enough attention. It's about time we give our relationship undivided attention and get this done. I'm going to finish with this quote from John C. Maxwell. And this is something that we're actually seeing in our community. People change for 4 reasons. The first one, people change when they've heard enough and they have to change. So how many marriages do you know that they've heard each other so much? And then suddenly one of them hugs and leaves and they're like, she left me, or he left me. Duh. They've heard enough that they had no choice but to change. So if you heard each other enough, one of you will change and be like, peace and down. People change when they see enough and they are inspired to change. And that's what we're hoping to build with this kind of community engagement. It's a principle of shine your light so that you can give permission for someone else to shine your light. This of hiding and pretending you have a perfect marriage and perfect life is done. Heartbroken, come here. But let's be honest community. And that's when it's people change when they learn enough. And they want to change. Because if I know enough, I'm hoping that I now know better and I want to pursue it. And that's why we've got the A-Roots program. That if we all learn something, then we want to do it differently. Because now we're equipped to do it. And the last part is people change when they have received enough and they are able to change. Now this one is for those that have really heard each other over. But now they're turning a corner and they're like, let's do it differently. The two things will come across is this. You start to make an effort, you see a change, something happens that will trigger as a regression, and then one of them goes, it's not working. It's just so bad. Like, dude, you spent 5 years hurting each other. It's not going to take 6 months to reverse that hurt. So hang in there. When you guys have received enough good from each other, you will change and you will change for good. But often enough, we see couples we've heard each other for 5 years, we try it for 3 months, 6 months, like, it's not working, I can't do this anymore. It's like, come get a grip. Like, you've got to invest enough so that your spouse receives enough for them to change. Well, because you're very passionate, so my brother took it up to say, it up. I say thank you, so that's me. Thank you. Hi guys, I'm just going to bother you for one moment. We are going to call the children in to eat first because our children want to know. So we're going to call them in, feed the kids first, and then we will come table to table to tell you to please go help yourself. There's a mix of Nigerian cuisine and Asian cuisine. So we're hoping that you will do dishes and you will enjoy. But we're going to start with our kids and then we will come get the table. Thank you. And we are going to enjoy Kirby with the amazing saxophone. This is the best part. As well as, all right, Kirby, it's over to you.
Why do you need your daddy? You don't need your daddy. You don't need daddy. Go over there and eat. You don't need me, do you? You don't need me. What eat? You don't need daddy. Yeah. You don't need daddy. You don't need daddy. Want to go to mommy?
So if you get their food and take them back into their room,
Thank you.
Good job.
Take it in front. Please, let me take it in front.
Yeah.
Please, let me just take it in front.
Are you in a session wagon?
no, it's just music.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anybody know the song? Sing it. Everyone can sing together.
I need to borrow mine. All right, wow. That was you. Happy. Girl, amazing delivery. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Right, if our kids are done eating, can we take them back to this? Because we're about to have some real conversation. We're going into the panel discussion, and we might ask some hard questions. So perhaps we want to take the kids back. They don't need to be a part of this. So can we take the kids back to the playroom, please? If you're done eating, they need to go back to the playroom, please. Come on. All right, we're gonna try and set up the 8 people panel. Where I don't know.
Yeah.
Encore. I don't care enough. That's the problem. When I get donations, we'll bring one to tell people.
I mean, but she has to play later.
But we cannot afford her, unfortunately. You all need to shake your pockets. I know, yeah, no, for real. If you want more, I don't be time. We're done using all the time we paid for. I appreciate it. Girl, I'm looking at number. That was incredible. All right, I'll try. So I'm not going to get ready.
You do it. That's a little bit. That's not very away. No, but it's not we're gonna do.
I know, that's why I'm so all right, I want to get this. I'm using something.
No, he's under the
We're just going to need to hold them up. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
Wait, you are. I'm doing the first one. And
I'm doing that one.
Hi everyone. Hello. Hi. Attention. So we're going to be having a panel discussion. So I'm going to introduce the first person, and the first couple. And this is Mr. and Mrs. Afe, Mr. Afe and Mrs. Princess of More Happiness. If I pronounce your surname wrong, let me tell you some of their love story. Praises and Happiness, the love story started in Lagos, Nigeria. They met at a technical conference in 2016. They started dating officially in 2017 and got married. And Afia and Praises have been in Canada for 3 years and they have a son and daughter. Nice to meet you guys.
Right, introducing Me-I-E and Nike Wong. They are our next panelists. I probably did that really badly. I'm sorry. Me-I-E and Nike Wong's love story started in Myanmar, way before it was called Burma, in 1996. They've been married for 27 years. They are blessed with 3 children and they've lived in Canada for over 20 years. Thank you for joining my panel.
Okay. My wife would have taken all these names because she's Yoruba. I don't want to get it wrong, so it's better. So we are introducing Mr. and Mrs. Omoni Ojo. I hope I got that right. So they met in Ibadan, Nigeria in 1992. They became friends and were friends for more than a decade. Wow, you guys beat us. And they decided to date. They got married in 2009. They are blessed with 2 wonderful daughters and have lived in Canada for 5 years. Thank you.
Right, so these are our panelists. Now, the questions we had, we got them from couples from our community. So we did a little survey and we told couples in the community we're having this event. And we asked for questions that they want answers to, or questions that they would like us to have conversations about in a panel session. So this is not our questions. This is questions from couples from our community. And we have sent these questions to our panelists to have an opportunity to think about it prior to this session. So I am going to start with Nike One. And your first question is this. From a couple from our community, they would like to know, should couples have prenuptial agreements? And if yes, how should this be done?
I said no. But before our culture, divorce marriage never ever agreement, nothing. That's what I know. That's all.
Okay. I guess the answer is no. No prenuptial agreement.
Okay, the next question is going to be for Praises and Ape. And this is, let me see, okay, with your children, who handles what with the kids? How do you cope with all the responsibilities when the couple cannot afford a life, a living nanny?
Okay, so I would say, based on how we do it. There's no specified laid down rule, no hard and fast rule to who does what. Okay, because it's usually based on our priorities and what the other party or one person enjoys doing. I will give an example. I resume work at 8 a.m. So we wake up at 7 a.m. We pray with the kids. My husband will give them a shower, dress them up. I'll go have my shower as well. Once I'm done, I'll come take them to the daycare and he goes and prepares for work, right? And and then there are times when he would probably have something to do in the morning and I'll have to actually juggle up and do that in the morning. Or I'll talk about on Saturdays, he plays soccer at 7 a.m. He goes away and I'm with the kids. I have swimming lessons at 9 a.m. So I'll dress up, take care of them. When he comes back, he's with them. At 10 a.m., he takes them for soccer. And so there's no laid down rule, hard and fast rule. I enjoy cooking, he enjoys cleaning. So I cook sometimes. So I enjoy cooking, he enjoys cleaning. And there are times when he'll say, oh, I feel like eating something. And he'll go into the kitchen and grab something for himself and prepare for all of us. So there's no hard and fast rule to who should do this. Oh, this is your responsibility and this is your responsibility.
So I'll take the next question for Mr. and Mrs. Amani Ojo. And the question was, how do you save when there are so many bills? How do you save when there are so many bills? Are there any formulas that you can suggest for saving money and having money for general bills at home as well as personal and individual discretionary spending?
You could see she just passed. To be honest with you, I don't think there's a hard and fast rule to it. There's no formula to it. I think it's just down to working together. Having an understanding that you are in this together, and then that way you walk towards a common goal. So you just have to sit together and walk through it. Of course, if you read or listen to podcasts or whatever, there's so many things you hear about formulas for budgeting and all of that. It's given that you want to spend within your limit. It's given that you want to drop a budget and decide that this is how much you want to spend. It's given that you want to prioritize what you want to spend money on. But I think the key thing is just coming together to deciding to work together. Because the family income, it's called family income for a reason. So it's family income, and then you have to pay the family, and which is everybody comes together.
I have a spontaneous question. Only because you said it, you said family income. And in our kind of, in this culture now, what does family income mean? I think that's my spontaneous question. What does family income mean?
I think I'll ask you.
So, yeah, family income, for me, my understanding is the income from both partners. Like, what you earn, what I earn, we put it all together. Like, not necessarily in a joint account, but I know what you earn, you know what I earn. We plan over what we earn. Like, what are our priorities? What's this going to cover? You know, what do we need to spend on every month? Is this going to cover it? Do we need to do something extra, or do we need to drop something? You know, having those kind of conversations. That's what I was trying to talk about. Like, we need to sit down and have this conversation around what do we both earn. I have to say this. Sorry, I'm a talker. I have to say this. I know that it's here in Canada that a lot of people are now left with no choice but to let their spouses know what they earn. Because when you want to file taxes, definitely your spouse is going to get to know what you earn. Back home, most people, especially the male folks, I'm sorry, they would hide, like they don't want their spouses to know how much they earn. But like my husband said, if you're both working towards a common goal, it doesn't make any sense to hide away. You can let your spouse know, these areas are no-nos. We cannot spend on this one, we cannot afford it. That kind of thing. So family income is what we all earn. I've even heard before, for adult kids who still live at home, family income is seen as what, even the adult kids earn, so.
Thank you. That was for clarification for those people my age that are making a mess and doing the whole my money, your money. The amount of fights we've heard of, that's just simply because of this my money, your money. So that was just, oh man, my money, your money. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess out there. All right, the next question is for you, Year 91. And it is this. We're still on money. Clearly, we can see that people in our community are wanting to know about money, because the next question that it comes to us is also about money. And this is it. What's your financial advice on finance and debt management? And this is in the view of cultural differences, where, for example, a wife believes that the husband should be responsible for the finances and also for his debt. And we can relate to this, where a husband comes into a marriage and he owes a bit of money. And the wife is saying, it's your problem, we might be married now, but that debt is yours, not my problem. How do you deal with this? And on the other hand, the husband believes that we should have a joint income, a joint financial planning. So what do you do? What's your advice about this situation?
Yes, whether the debt come in, we are the responsibles, not just a husband, wife too. Both of us, we have responsible. There's our family, and the healthy family is we need 3 R. Respectful, responsible, reliable.
Let's say again. 3 R's.
3 R.
Respectful.
Responsible.
Responsible.
Reliable.
Reliable.
Yes, our family, this one is every month, I got the budget statement. We have the budget statement every month. And they set the income, expense. We have to balance. Today, inflation is too high, but income is stable, like that. That's why how we have to, our healthy family, how we have to keep this problem. That's one, we both, our family and me is wife and husband. I am now retirement, and retirement plan how much I income. And she is working, how much she got it. And I put the monthly budget. We have to explain, we have to do every monthly how much income and how much is spent. And income is my OH is something like that. I put the date, how much I income, and she working bi-weekly paycheck, how much she get it. And my son, he working, how much he pay. Something like that. We get, for example, we get last May, we get 5,098 income, just in a very low income. That all the family, just I got only 5,098. This income is how much we have to spend. That they said there are a lot of bills coming, and we got the condo fee, how much I have to pay, and the property tax. and show internet, and NMAX, energy, car insurance, home insurance, mortgage, gas. Sometimes I play lottery. How much? And I play lottery. How much I have to spend on lottery? And I hope the hopeful, right? You don't know how it. And the food, how much we have to spend. And we paid the debt, MasterCard, and I bet that, and something like that. A lot. For example, we what the income is 5,100, something like that. Income expense is 5,020. Just $70 left 1 month. Not too much. That's why we have to, our family, how much income, and we see how much income and how much we have to spend. And that's why very tight budget, we play lottery a little bit low. But that's something like that. That's why we keep our family, the marriage, 27, 28 years, never ever fight each other. And because we have some problem, we have to meeting, discussion, how we have to solve this problem, something like that all the time. And always our religious, something like that with the Buddhism, then in the morning, so we take meditation 10 minutes. Before we sleep, 10 minutes. We might allow peace. That's it. Thank you.
That is fantastic. Now, if you're looking for transparency, I have transparency personalized beside me. Because Nike One literally has his budget here, and I can see the whole thing. That's transparent, all right? A lot of us young folks will be busy hiding, pretending, spending above our means, not being accountable. Well, thank you. Thank you for your incredible transparency. That's amazing. Thank you. Maybe over to you.
Yeah, the next question is for Afia and Praises. It says, what was your experience of attending the marriage program that was run by TMA Canada?
I'll start. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I would say that the experience was really amazing, to say the least, because TMA, unlike other conventional marriage counseling program, was very practical. I would say this because it was something where we had to do a self-assessment and reassessment personally, and we didn't have to share our business with a third party, because it's you having this course, listening to what they tell you that it should be, and then you now do a self-reassessment of yourself, what you've been doing. Yes, to be honest, I felt like, oh, my marriage was really great, but TMA made me understand that there were certain things I was doing that I felt was just nothing, and I just sweep it under the carpet, and it's those things that in future comes like a bubble, and boom, everywhere it just says, you know what, I can't deal, I'm done, right? But then TMA made us to understand that communication is really key. We were actually able to talk about some things that we thought was nothing, but it actually ended up being something that was really an issue, that my spouse felt, oh, I don't like the way you do this. And then we're able to talk about it, but on a very good day, we would have felt like it was really nothing. But TMA actually gave us this opportunity to do a self-assessment, and I would say it was really eye-opening, and it was very practical, and I didn't have to get someone to know that, oh, this is what I deal with, or this is what we deal with, and stuff. And
in addition to what my wife said, we also found the course very result-based. There was a progress before and after progress, very practical. For example, there was something we called continued conversations. So just after the 2-hour session, and always go home and still keep working. It was very good, so we could measure that progress was measurable. We also found the course very rich, the content was rich, the delivery style was very good, and it was generally it was a very good experience, and we recommend it for. We were 5 years into marriage. We are not like 20-something years, but we recommend it for every young couple.
And I think I would really recommend that couples actually go through it, because it's something that makes you understand where you're coming from, where you are right now, and where you want to be in the future, because it actually helps you understand what marriage entails and what it should be. And I think it's something people should do more often. It's just like, you know how when you work and they do a review and then you get to do a refresher course, it's just something that brings back these memories. And it's actually, to be honest, increased our bond, right? Yeah, because
That's good to know.
so we actually learned how to prioritize some things, even with the kids. And this is something when you get to do the course, you understand. I'm not doing the marketing, I'm just saying my experience. Marketing.
Yeah, the next question is from Mr. and Mrs. Is how would you resolve a conflict about what school your child should attend?
Maybe before I answer this, I want to make a little comment on what he said. He said he's never fought his wife in 27 years. He didn't say they didn't have a conflict in 27 years or a disagreement in 27 years. It's just how you manage that conflict, how you resolve that conflict as it is. So, interestingly, the question when I'm talking about conflict about what school children should go to, really means that it's not really about the school that you're going to go to, because you both want to go to school. The issue is what type of school, how much are you paying for that school, where should that school be, right? And so if you're talking and you're working to resolve conflict, that's an issue that you should be able to sit around and talk about, because you have a common goal, obviously. You want them to get a good education, reasonably good education. Question is what, how much are you paying for it? We will always have pop-up in the marriage, and then means you have to either have gone for a coaching session to know how to resolve those conflicts, or you already have your own way of resolving those conflicts, because it will come, and you just need to see beyond the issue. And I think one of the reasons why the issue might prolong is when you decide that you are always right. So once you're self-opinionated about what you think is the answer, you're not going to listen. You're not likely to. you're not likely to listen, or you're not likely to hear what the other person is saying or see the point of view. So when you come to it with a desire to understand what the other person's point of view is, because you've already concluded you're both heading in the same direction, then you want to hear and not mind to finding answers to whatever it is.
All right, that was so good. I like the if you want to hear and learn what the other person. So it's not my, but I want to actually know, help me to understand what your perspective is.
Yes, so we had this conversation, and one of the things that we thought about that happens with a lot of couples is it's not the school that starts to create the conflict. There's a bigger issue. It's when you sit down, like she was, Praises was saying about the marriage course and how it made you realize certain things about yourself. When you really sit down to think about, is this really a big deal? You start to realize that one person is either trying to, like push their own agenda or like not listen to the other person. So there's usually a bigger underlying issue that starts to create that, oh no, I don't want that school, or I want this school. So if we have that resolved and we know that it's a common goal, what we want is good education for the child, we can lay down the pros and cons of all our choices and then see what works or what will work for that goal, what will work for that child.
Thank you.
So we're gonna throw it open to the audience, and our panelists have not been prepped for this one. This is where the freestyle comes in. If there are any questions, we did this on purpose. We don't want to pre-thought answers. We want it to be authentic, and that's one of the things we want to do. So that if we're all going to share our life, hopefully you're going to be mentoring and coaching with us. We're all ready to be transparent and vulnerable within our community, because that's how we're going to build a strong community, not one that has always react answers. So let's do this. Are there questions in the audience that you would like this? I know I'm being like that. Audience, questions in the audience. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's build a strong community, one that's transparent.
My question is not specifically about my marriage, but I just put it out there. So, no, I just have to put it out there. So when it comes to, I was listening to a podcast. This was last week, and the conversation was around. I guess for most of us that are from Nigeria, we all know about the Jackpot syndrome that's going on. What it means is there's a lot of people actually living in the country right now, and I heard. I believe I can't remember the percentage specifically, but it's huge. Lots of people, when they leave the country, leave Nigeria and they go somewhere else. They go abroad, they go somewhere else. They say there's a huge percentage of those marriages that don't last more than 3 years. More than 3 years. Oh, was it on there?
Oh, yeah.
It was on there.
1 in 4.
1 in 4. I mean, so that's huge. So just last week, I was just listening to a podcast. And they were saying that, there's so many reasons behind it. And knowing that this is a problem, how do you think we can resolve this problem? This issue. We're just talking about responsibilities in the home, for example, how the responsibilities are shared. Back home in Nigeria, most times, the responsibility of the man is just for the man to go out there just to provide. And while the woman actually handles everything, right? And there are times too when the man actually makes all the decisions in the home. But now you're leaving the country and now you're coming to a place where, sorry for me to say this, where the women have, should I say this? so, and I have to be careful. So, which is tough actually. It's tough for a lot of, I'll say for couples, even the men too as well, to adjust to that. So, what is the solution to it? Because this is a major problem. And even there are people that I know that this has happened to. They're here, and all of a sudden, boom, that was it. The marriage is done. What is the solution to this? How do we resolve this problem that is going on in our community?
Okay, I will start.
Do it in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to do it in 2 minutes because it's not, how do I put it? It's not one quick solution to it. One of the things I think first is, as you leave your home country, you have to be ready to unlearn the things that you knew. As you come here, you have to be ready to learn new things. Now, that's not to say to put your culture aside and not, acknowledge your culture or even practice your culture at home. But there are certain things that, even in the culture, shows whether you are a kind person. Even one of the ways I think to resolve this, first, be kind to your spouse. If you are kind to your spouse, there's so many things that is not going to be a problem. I went to Nigeria a few weeks ago, and so I came came back and someone was saying, oh, how was Nigeria and all that? I said, you know what? I realized that a lot of people are unkind. And that's the truth. You cannot be kind. Let me take it from both sides of the divide. Let's say a woman. You cannot be kind to your spouse and be putting so much pressure on the man and expectation, the way that people, the way that we culturally expect the man to provide everything. When you know that we're in a place where all hands have to be on deck. But if you're kind to your spouse, as in your husband, you begin to think, how can I support? How can I help? Yes, maybe I'm earning more. How can we use what I'm earning together? On the other side too, you're kind to your wife. You're not going to sit down, stretch your legs, you're watching TV, she's running around with the kids, washing plates, you're saying with my food ready. That's, you're just being unkind. So I think the number one thing is, are you kind to your spouse? Because some of these issues could also happen back home, but we are in a culture where, there's certain things that the woman won't be able to talk about, or a man won't be able to talk about, because culturally they will shut the person down. So you just keep struggling through. What I see is when people travel, that leave the home country and go out, it now shows who you really are. It shows what your marriage health is. It is at that point you know whether you had a healthy marriage or not. If you had a healthy marriage, there is nothing. You will not be getting angry that you got home and your wife hasn't made food. You will enter the kitchen. That's true. I can also speak for the man. The woman is not going to sit down. Yeah, the woman is not going to sit down and be saying, house rent, you've not paid the rent. What are you doing yourself? How are you supporting? So it's about the couple. You need to be kind to one another, mean well for each other. What if you are kind to the other person? And the painful thing is that most of us are kind to people outside. But when it comes to our spouses, we throw kindness out of the window because unconsciously sometimes people think they are competing. Unconsciously. So first, get rid of the competition. You have a common goal. What are we trying to achieve together? How can I make things easy for her? How can I make things easy for him? How can we get our children involved in this, everything family? I can go on and on because it's my passion. Yes.
That's your passion, and that's why
I'll let it. I'll stop there.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Can you celebrate this amazing panelist? We could keep going, but I have the band giving me we're past, we're way over. Thank you so much. We're going to do this again real soon. And we would love to have you all back. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Bro.
Oh, nice catch.
So, African and Asian style. Of course, the program is going longer than we have on the program. It's just kind of normal. We started on time, in fairness, but I guess we're all just enjoying this a little bit too much. So, we have an extension until 8:30. So, if you can stay with us, feel free to keep enjoying with us. But if not, thank you so much for being here. Well, we got an extension till 8:30. And I'm going to keep going. So stay with us if you can. It's going to be a pleasure. Let's do this.
Now we're going to have a live performance. Yeah, please join us. We have fun time. We have fun time. Furthermore, I would like to invite you to play your piano.